considered buying their speech for $20 on 123helpme.com. However, none of those options really captivate why the Minneapolis graduating class in 2013 is the best to ever walk these halls. Because let's be real here, we're kind of big. I even heard a rumor floating around that all the teachers are graduating or leaving this year because they can't stand to be here without us. Our class is just stellar, what can we say? We have great athletes. Just look at this whole year, for example. We have outstanding singers and musicians. I don't think the national anthem has ever been sung so well. The actors and actresses will be missed also. I challenged the underclassmen to top the steamy love romance of Danny and Sandy during the Grease musical this year. Along with all of those accomplishments, we are also the best looking cast ever here. I want everyone to take a good look at the graduates today. You will never see this much beauty in a room ever again, I guarantee it. But I could easily babble on forever about how marvelous we are. That's not what I'm going to talk about today. Besides, I assume every senior class feels this way when they graduate, or at least I hope that they do. I hope everyone has the opportunity to experience this on top of the world feeling and be a little cocky about it. So instead, I'm going to talk about the 10 lessons we can take away from our time here in Minneapolis. Whether you're a lifer who's been here since kindergarten, or Miles Peck who's been here for a year, there's things we can all take away from our time here. So the first thing is that we learned that in the real world, ketchup needs to be rationed. You're wrong if you think you can take as much ketchup as you want at lunchtime. No sir, it's one packet and you're done. However, I feel that it really taught us the value of a ketchup bottle. Secondly, we have now been taught to be aware of everything because it's a possible fire hazard. Kids, store your book bags on the floor, don't hang posters any bigger than a 2x4, and by all means, keep said posters at least 2 inches from the ceiling. Spontaneous combustion is apparently a serious problem. Third, from the time we were little, we were taught to line up in a quiet, single-file line. I would like to say that this skill has served me well over my years, but so far it has not. The first day in high school, we almost got run over on the way to lunch because everyone raced to the lunchroom. So hopefully someday I will need to make a straight line, and I can call upon this skill to help me. Fourth, we learned the true meaning of community. Through the support of everyone here, you have taught us exactly what it means to be here for others. During our 4 years in high school, the community has supported us in everything that we do, and we appreciate it so much. We're lucky to have a town that is very involved in our school system, and I truly believe that we wouldn't have been able to accomplish everything that we had it not been for you. So thank you. We truly appreciate it. Fifth, we learned to never take an online class that no one else is taking. Because if no one else is in your class, who is going to complain about the professor? Along with this, we also learned that just because you're in the same class as someone else, it doesn't always mean you have the same teacher. So be sure to check that out beforehand. You hate to think everything is hunky-dory, only to find that you're still flying solo through your course. Sixth, I had a 6th point, but I no longer have one. Seventh, we learned that sometimes we tend to take PE a little too seriously. It all began in middle school when Chase accidentally ran a leg right into the wall while she was on a scooter. Thankfully, she only suffered mild injuries and was soon back on track. However, our other classmates weren't as lucky. I don't know if you all have caught on, but Connor has been walking with a bit of a gimp lately. Don't let him fool you into thinking he injured his leg by doing something heroic, but rather by running into a base. Kayla and Ruby, you aren't quite off the hook either. Sorry. Dislocating and breaking fingers is super crazy and unheard of. Who knew PE kickball was so dangerous? So the moral of the story is that our class makes PE out to be a little more competitive than it should be, but we're learning to tone it down a bit. Eighth, we learned that hard work pays off. Throughout our 4 years here, we've put in a lot of hard work, and our successes are the product of that. Academically, we've challenged ourselves in the classroom. Along with all the effort that we put into our studies, we are a very well-rounded class who excels at many things, and that can all be attributed to our work ethic. The football team taking the state runner-up title, the volleyball girls taking 4th at the state tournament, and the wrestling team taking 3rd at state duels wouldn't have been possible had they not pushed the limits during their time in high school. The girls' cross-country team made school history this year by being the first girls team to qualify for state. The astounding plays and musicals couldn't come and perform without all the hard work from the actors, actresses, and stage crew. No one ever really thinks about it, but a play can't exist without someone moving the props and running the lights and sound. Band and choir has changed hands many times throughout the years, but they have still managed to produce beautiful music. And our artists, they have some of the best stuff I've ever seen. You've only improved over the years, and I have no doubt that you will keep improving. Overall, our class has worked hard and accomplished a lot. We should be very proud of everything we have achieved. Ninth, we have learned to live every day like it's our last, because we never know when it all can end. This became clear when we lost a good friend and classmate, Jordan West, on December 5th, 2008. Even though his life was taken abruptly, he touched so many people with what little time he was given. He wouldn't judge you based on what you wore or what you looked like. He always had the same genuine smile for everyone. Whether he was talking to his best friends or a random stranger, you knew you would get the same friendly Jordan every time. He was real with people and treated everyone with the same amount of respect. No matter how much preparation the school can give students, there's no way to be prepared for something like that. No one expects to lose a friend when you are 13 years old, but it happened to us. I'm a firm believer that it's not the situations that define your life, it's how you handle those situations. You can choose to be angry or upset, or you can choose to live your life in honor of Jordan. For us, we chose option 2. We learned to live one day at a time and be thankful for everything that we are given, because we never know when it will be gone. We learned to love the life we have and appreciate the little things, because it's the little things that make life worthwhile. It's things like seeing a boy running around town on a lawnmower, seeing people wear the color pink, or watching a NASCAR race that make you stop and smile because they bring back memories of Jordan. It's on those tough days when you think that things can't get any worse that you realize you have an angel watching over you. It's all of those small things put together that remind us of everything that we are blessed with. We could have chosen to shut each other out that day and pretend like nothing ever happened, but instead, we chose to come together. Which leads me to my final point. We have learned the value of friendship. Strangely enough, I was watching a video by the rapper Big Sean about what family means to him, and I thought that what he said summed up our class perfectly. He talked about the people you meet in your life, and how they don't always have to be related to you by blood for them to have an impact on you. Personally, I know that you all have impacted my life in ways that I could have never imagined. We need those people that you can call on, and who can call on you. It's not always about being there for someone else. I messed that up. It's not always about having somebody there for you, but about being there for someone else. And by seeing one person help another person, that's what gives me inspiration. Because you could try and do something alone, but it won't be the same. I'm not saying that you can't succeed by yourself. You can go on to do great things. But when you join forces with others and become a team, a band, a troupe, or a unit, then that is when you can go farther and reach new heights that you wouldn't have been able to achieve alone. We are the luckiest people in the world because we have met each other. And do you know why that is so amazing? Because if we fall, we have 90 other people right there to pick us back up. Big Sean put it perfectly when he said, nothing comes out of fear and negativity. If we go out and surround ourselves with people who build us up and help us reach our dreams, then there is no reason why we can't succeed. We can't be scared of what lies ahead of us. We need to embrace it. We need to make our own limits, because together, we are unstoppable. In conclusion, I wouldn't have wanted to spend the last 13 years of my life with any other people. Once again, Big Sean words it nicely by saying, I feel like it doesn't always mean you're with each other, but the love is always with each other. It means that when you come back, that the love is still the same, even stronger than the last time. We have accomplished many things together, and this is just the start of it. The cool part is that I know that even though we're leaving each other and going our separate ways, we can still accomplish many amazing things.